Fighting for freedom. One of the killers in Southwest Florida's notorious cash fiends murder case again pushing to get out of prison early. And her attorney says this time she has the best chance yet to avoid serving her life sentence. I'm Patrick Nolan.
And I'm Amy Wegman. A judge recently issuing a ruling on Ashley Toye's case, and Four in Your Corner investigator Mike Mason finding out what this means for her sentence. Mike?
The case of Ashley Toye has been a roller coaster. She thought her life sentence would be reduced several times, but she kept striking out. Now a U.S. Supreme Court ruling is forcing Florida's courts to take another look at cases like hers, and her attorney tells me it's long overdue.
She should be given a second chance and have her sentence reduced.
Attorney Stuart Pepper represents 27-year-old Ashley Toye. She was convicted of the 2006 double murder of two teens, Alexis Sosa and his nephew Jeffrey. Since I interviewed Toye in prison 4 years ago, legal debates have raised questions about whether Toye, who was 17 and pregnant at the time of her conviction, was punished too severely. That issue overshadowed by the brutal murders of the Sosas. Both of the teenagers were tortured for hours, hogtied, held at gunpoint, tasered, and the ringleader ordered Toye to slice Jeffrey's back with a knife. She told me more about it when we spoke in 2012.
He ordered everybody to do something because he wasn't going to be the only one going down for it. That's when the knife got passed around and I cut it into Jeffrey.
It wasn't just cutting. Bleach was then poured into the teens' wounds before they were driven to another part of the Cape, shot to death in their car, and their bodies burned. Since Toye didn't pull the trigger, she told me she should be shown mercy.
So why should they let you out of prison?
I'm not a menace to society. I'm not a monster like everybody says. I am. I made a mistake. You know, I learned from it.
So is Ashley Toye a monster, or did she make a mistake?
The mistake she made was the one thing she did to the one victim in carving the back. That's all she did that night.
Pepper says 7 out of 10 of the people charged with the Cash Fiends murders struck a plea deal, but Toye rolled the dice with the jury and lost. Last year, Florida adopted a U.S. Supreme Court ruling that said juveniles sentenced to life in prison deserve new hearings that could reduce their sentences, especially if they weren't directly involved in the murder.
The Supreme Court of the United States said that a juvenile mind is physiologically different than an adult mind. The judgment's not is affected.
Pepper then quickly filed an appeal with local Judge Bruce Kyle. He stated at that point, even the prosecutor said she wouldn't fight the high court's ruling.
So that means she agreed with us that her sentence should be lowered from life without parole to 30 years, which the judge could have done if he wanted to.
And what happened?
And the judge didn't, because
Why?
he has the power to say no. That's why.
Judge Kyle denied Toye's appeal 2 weeks ago. Her attorney now plans to appeal that ruling and get another hearing. He also plans to push for a different judge. In the meantime, as she told me when I spoke to her in 2012, Toye has plenty of time to think about those young lives that were stolen on that night 10 years ago.
Serious to me, you know? It's a big thing.
Feel bad?
Of course. I can't imagine. I put myself in their shoes every day.
Toye's attorney tells me she is now extremely depressed and is losing hope. She does have a worldwide support system, people who write her letters and send her money for basic prison supplies. Meanwhile, her son, who was essentially born in prison, is now 9 years old. In the studio, Mike Mason, Fox 4.